Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another drive time video. What is going on? John Deaton. John Deaton is the truth. So he puts out this tweet, I think it was yesterday. And look, I don't know. Take it for what you will. But just think about this for a second. He puts out a tweet of a video of like an ATM machine in a CVS. Okay? I believe it was an ATM machine. And he says in the tweet that while the SEC and this country's government is suing a United States-based payments company called Ripple, while they are suing a United States-based fintech company around payments, there's a Alipay. You know Alipay and the Alibaba, right? There's an Alipay in a CVS that an American citizen can use for payments. Think about that. But for those who might not know, Alipay is, from the enemy's country. It's an enemy's country. And I'm not talking about the citizens. I'm talking about the nation is an enemy. Alipay is in the United States, freely available to operate. But the United States government is suing a United States-based fintech company that specializes in payments. Think about that. So another way of putting it is that the United States government is allowing the enemy's payment company to operate in the United States, but is not allowing a United States-based fintech company, arguably the number one company in the U.S. that's focused around payments, utilizing crypto and a digital asset, and is not allowing that company is being sued and not allowed to participate in the capital markets of the U.S. I mean, think about that. This is why for me, if you don't love this country, and if you are sacrificing this country for personal profit, which I believe this current administration at the POTUS level is doing amongst, don't get it twisted, it's in Congress as well. We got to understand what's going on. We as U.S. citizens got to understand what's going on. We are on the verge of the U.S. dollar going bye-bye and losing, and it's not the losing the edge. It's what can happen to the, where is this person doing here? It's losing the economy. The economy going to crap because of it as well, because of the dollar dominance going bye-bye. We're on the verge of that. It might not happen tomorrow, but we're on the verge of that. So for me, when it comes to voting and all, look, do you love this country? Or are you one who is willing to sacrifice it for profit? I don't know what DeSantis is about personally, fam. I don't know if he loves this country and understands what's going on. I don't know, but I know there is a dude who I know does. Right? Look, for me, this is just me and the Crypto Siege Zone. We have to start with loving the country. I get the ills and the woes and the challenges. Trust me, I'm doing all kind of research on the history of this country when it comes to stuff that is probably the biggest stain on this country. I get it. But if we don't start there and understand that this country could possibly go from number 1 to number 5 in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. right? We got the BRICS nation in terms of total global global GDP has exceeded that of the West. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa combined is now ahead of the West in terms of global GDP. We got to pay attention to that. Like, we got to pay attention. Anyway, I digress. I'm like, family, we got to pay attention to that. We're talking about our children and our children's children. Where are they not going to be here living in this country? So should we not pay attention and have a focus on the country? What good does it do you to have crypto millions? If you can't take advantage of it, then we're the best country in the world. That's what I'm saying. Overall, again, don't get it twisted. I understand the woes and the ills in this country, past and present. I get it. Trust me. So it's just some interesting stuff kind of going on in the digital asset space. I wanted to point that out. Guys, let me know. Have you heard of the VEVE app? VEVE app in the NFT space. Have you heard of this app? I just kind of discovered it today. I was watching the GOAT, the greatest of all time in the digital asset space in terms of content creators, the modern investor. Watching him this morning. And TMI, check him out. The Modern Investor, the dude is the truth. He's got 3 YouTube channels as well. In the digital asset space, providing content 2013, 14. Providing content. Channel up, running, doing its thing. The Modern Investor, check him out. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and watch everything he's got going on there. Anyway, he's doing this thing about NFTs, and he was doing it wasn't really about NFTs, it was undervalued assets, and it happened to be all NFTs. But I thought I was going to hear about Cardano or something, but it wasn't. So I heard about this VEVE app, interesting, looked at it, and this website called My NFT, I think it was called My NFT Tracker as well. But I found some very interesting NFTs that are on the low. He mentioned one that was like trading for like $180 that at one time traded for $180. And a lot of the things that he was recommending was around Marvel and the NFT comic space. Do you think that's going to be a big space going forward in the NFT world? Do you think? I think. So at one time, one thing was trading for $5,000. It's now $180. And that's an interesting thing. Interesting space. So yeah, look into that, fam. Look into it. Let me know if you're using the VEVE app. And I haven't downloaded it. I looked into it. I'm wondering if their payments are in crypto or if they're just straight up dollars. Probably straight up dollars, but I don't know. But look into that. Another thing to pay attention to, the FTSO signal provider, FTSO.au, pointed out something again. I know I did a live stream about this the other day. When you're delegating a Songbird, you can't just simply pay attention to the emissions coming out from the provider. You got to have a big, broad overview of this provider and what they're actually doing. So FTSO.au pointed out that there is a signal provider that's number 9 on the list. Number 9 in the top right, whatever, is number 9. And a lot of that has to do with wallet providers and you know, slant emissions, whatever. It rounds up to the top 9, but hasn't provided, according to FTSO.au, has not provided or submitted prices for 15 weeks. So is that a good signal provider that one should be delegating their Songbird to? The FTSO signal provider is about price feed data. Just pay attention to that. It's got 2,999 wallets delegating Songbird, and they haven't provided a price feed, according to FTSO.au, in 15 weeks. Something to pay attention to, guys. Something to pay attention to. I think it was Flair Oracle. Pointed out, you got to pay attention and you got to do a little bit more You got to look at that list and look more into just what the signal provider is paying out for you delegating your Songbird to them. It can't simply be about your rewards that you're getting. It has to be about, are they a good actor in this space? Like 15 weeks of not providing price feeds, that's not a good actor. Just because they might be paying more in emissions back to you, right? You got to think about that. You got to think about the overall whole soundness of the ecosystem. Something to consider. Another thing I was thinking about too, there's a really good chance that here in a week or so, that XRP might be the only digital asset with full clarity on its status as a non-security moving forward, whatever that might be. I know this has been going around in the community, but there's a real good chance of that happening. Real good chance of that happening. We'll see. We shall soon see. All this news about the dollar, people dropping the dollar, and the nations around the world are dropping their portions of the dollar in their reserves. Is going down big time from 70%. It's down to 60% of the dollar being in their reserves. That's a big deal. What I think is an interesting thing is that the ASEAN market, some finance ministers and central bankers are saying they're considering dropping the dollar, the euro, and the yen. Indonesia apparently actually called and said they want to drop MasterCard and Visa in their nation. Stuff is getting real. So think about the ASEAN market includes some of the markets of Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines. And they're talking about dropping the dollar, the yen, and the euro. And the euro. I mean, that's crazy. And the banking crisis is not helping. And speaking of the banking crisis, the CEO of UBS is stepping down. Out. He's out. He's out. Other crazy news is China and the UAE actually completed the world's first transaction in moving LNG gas from the UAE and China. From the UAE to China. Settling in the yuan. So China, who's the enemy, okay, of this country, is making all kinds of moves in this current administration. We all know about the ramblings and the rumors about it being tied, and the sun being tied and all of other madness to the enemy. That's why I came up with that phrase, sacrificing country for personal profits. Somewhere along the line here, we got to get people in the administration, in the new administration, who will not sacrifice country for profit. That's just a simple thing. Who will not sacrifice the country for profit. And they're going to have to be pro-crypto. They're going to have to love the digital asset space. Yeah. On my way to the gym. I wanted to bring this to you guys. It's important. Let me know if you're in the VE app. Let me know. I'm thinking about buying a couple of those things there. I mean, something that one time traded for 5,000 is not junk. It's real. It's the real deal. You can't get the 5,000 not being the real deal. But when the market turns around, NFTs, particularly these particular NFTs, become popular. 170, 180 is a great price. There are even some really good ones for $7, $9, $10 as well. So I also found out from the Modern Investor that, these world famous museums, whatever the names are actually putting digital art NFTs in the museums. And he mentioned 2 or 3 world famous museums that have already done that. So when you get, so my thinking is that when you get NFTs getting into museums that usually, you know, this high fine art places, bringing in NFTs, you got to be in the know and in the space of knowing the good from the junk. And the modern investor is big time into art, big time. So I'm going to make a couple of purchases on his recommendations, because that's a big deal. I think taking these NFT digital arts and bringing them into museums, if you will, that's a big deal. And it's not the slouch museums that are doing this, big time museums. So that's big time stuff, guys. That is big time stuff. So anyway, I wanted to turn you onto that. Guys, let me know if you're using that app again. If you're using my NFT tracker, let me know if you guys are into that, using that, you're familiar with it. I want to get my hands dirty a little bit with those particular site and apps as well. Kind of diversifying the portfolio, if you will. You know, kind of got stuck on the you know, kind of the crypto NFTs, if you will. And I'm not sure if that's going to win in the NFT space. Not sure. I think that you know, the artists and or you know, places like Disney, Marvel, those things in NFT world will win because it's such a big market. Right? Because the crypto market is not, right? Like, one can make the argument that, you know, comics, Disney is a bigger market than the digital assets market. One can make that argument. I'm not sure what this person is doing. I know they're trying to exit, but that's just really a bad deal there. Why didn't you go all the way in the spot, dude? Anyway, so something to pay attention to, something to consider, and certainly something to ponder. Look, I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing and awesome day today. I guess today is Thursday. Keep your head up. Don't forget that you and I, we're winning because we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses don't even know is being played. They don't even know the game's being played. We're winning. We're early adopters in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. And that is a pretty cool place to be. I know it feels grim. I know it feels a little bit grim with the market, right? We all want that alt season. We all want it. And we all know about Operation Choke Point, what this current administration is trying to do to the digital asset space. We know that as well. But we're in the know. So we can thwart it off. We can, you know, kind of kill that thing, if you will, and stop that thing in its tracks if we come together as a digital asset space. If we come together, that's going to be the key, for sure. For sure. All right, family. Listen, I'm going to head out here, head to the gym. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do me a favor and hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube and getting this channel out to more people out there who don't even know the digital asset space exists and an opportunity for them to create generational wealth, because we need a new 1% in the worst way. And you could do your part by smashing that like button. If you're hanging out and you enjoyed this hangout and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.